Stand with me. Ours was no chance meeting. Not fate.
A couple of highlights from this episode. Number one, it was a conversation between Valandil, his name was Valandil, and Isildur, when he tells Isildur and kind of wishes him that one day he hopes that he will find something he would be willing to sacrifice anything for. And yep, Valandil, Isildur pretty much found it and screwed the entire Middle-earth for a few hundred years. So yeah, be careful what you wish for. I think that's what the main takeaway from that is.
We see the Harfoots, which I've just been calling them hobbits the whole time. They're kind of technically the same thing. It's just a matter of years. They're traveling around. Nora's been teaching Gandalf their language. And it's funny because he's kind of, since he's learning from Nori and she's got that accent that's kind of like it's not quite Irish. I think it's more, is it Irish? It might be Irish. It's just funny to hear, that he's gonna turn out to be some bad guy. I'm pretty sure.
We didn't have Harfoots last week. I missed them. This week we had them, and yeah, I didn't feel very strongly about them this week. But yeah, the stranger, I'm not sure whether it's Gandalf. There was this one moment when he got super angry, and that kind of gave me the Saruman vibes, but he hasn't got his Christopher Lee nose, so yeah, I don't think it's Saruman. It doesn't look like Radagast either, but his connection to nature and whatnot, but Gandalf was connected to nature also, and he behaves like him in a way. He gives little nods, and my money's on Gandalf. I am wondering what Catriona thinks.
Yeah, so definitely don't think it's Gandalf. Probably not Saruman, because Saruman wasn't really evil till later when he decided to turn to the dark side. Probably, most likely Sauron. Maybe. Even then, I don't know.
The second big highlight for me would be the conversation between the High End and Elrond, when we actually find out what Mithril actually is, why it's so important, how it came to its existence, and surprise, surprise, we had a Balrog involved, which I'm sure you old Tolkien geeks, you already all knew all about it, but to me it was a pretty cool exposition, and to finally understand the importance of it, I thought it was really nicely done.
The High King asks Elrond, hey, so do they have the Mithril? And Elrond is basically like, I made a promise to Durin, I can't break promises, which is basically just admitting that they do have it and you're not going to say yes or no. Because if he didn't have it, he would just say, no, they don't have it. And then the other thing is right in that same scene, the High Elf walks off, and before he even leaves the scene, Elrond just pulls out of his coat a piece of mithril and holds it up, and it's dude, wouldn't you want to wait a few more minutes until you're sure nobody's around before pulling that out? Because the High King could just turn around and be like, oh hey, he's lying. Yeah, I thought that was funny.
Yeah, he couldn't tell the High King whether Durin and the dwarves uncovered the mithril. But then 5 minutes later, he goes to Celebrimbor and he tells him everything. So there was a little bit of a, I don't know, I would say inconsistency in the plot. But yeah, it worked out for the best, because Elrond took that knowledge to Durin, and Durin was the one who made the call, I suppose. Elrond just keeps delivering. I keep saying this, but every time Elrond and Durin are on the screen, it's actually guaranteed a good sequence, good writing, good scene, good purpose as well. I feel like these are the only two characters that have real purpose and just drive to be where they are.
I think the Arondir and Theo's mother storyline is probably the one that really drags for me. I know it's supposed to be one of the most important segments that is tying in together the orcs and that evil elf whose name I forgot. Half of their village just ditched them to go side with Sauron so that they can survive. And I don't really care. I feel like they could have found a way more interesting thing to progress this story. They could have given them personalities.
I don't know. Yeah, like speaking of zero drive, is the Numenor. Like, what the hell is going on there? We're actually at war, and they taking another episode to talk about whether they should sail out or not, whether it's a good idea. And it's like, I swear we had this conversation last episode. Like, why we keep deciding? Yeah, I keep saying this. I'm so bored of Numenor. Like, let's just go away from there. And yeah, I'm gonna jump to the end now because I found it hilarious how there were 3 ships. I mean, I did only see 3 ships sailing out to Middle-earth. So that's the help, I think. But it's 3 ships with what, a few hundreds of men on board? Like, that's not an army that Galadriel hoped for, I suppose. But perhaps it's all about the message she carries. I don't know. But I just thought it was hilarious. Actually, it was hilarious to see the 3 ships sailing out to aid Westerlands. As I said, main takeaway, be careful what you wish for Valandil, because Isildur actually managed to find something he sacrificed everything for. Looking forward to next week, and yeah, let's keep watching the Rings of Power.